Yo, what's good everybody? I'm back with another video, and in this video we are testing SB3, Swordburst 3. This is the SAO inspired game on Roblox. If you've never heard of SB3, by the way it's Roball, I forgot to say that. If you've never heard of SB3 or SB2 or SB1, it means you are either new to Roblox or you lived under a rock for the last few years, or you just never tried anime games on Roblox. Now let me say this, SB2 was one of the most fun games on release on Roblox at its time. It was essentially an SAO game that had really nice elements to it. The core gameplay was really fun at first. Everything, including the combat, was fun. And Mercurio, or I call him that, his name is Abstract Alex now. He decided, you know what, it's time to make SB3. In my opinion, I think it's a great idea that he's, moved on to working on SB3 himself. I think SB3 is, going to be a great moneymaker, but I think it's also going to be a great thing for the community because this is going to show everybody just what he's capable of. And this right here that I'm testing for this video is the combat demo, or just a demo in general, that is very early stages. I think even the animations might be temporary. I heard some people say the animations are reused from the past. I'm not 100% sure if that's true, but kind of feels that way. But anyways, when it comes to this game is actually really early stages. You can tell with like the dashing mesh and everything. I'm almost 80% certain that classic dash mesh is probably not going to be the end game product they use for the dash effect. But let's go ahead and try out all the combat features that I want to show you guys. That was the dash. There's double jumping as well. It kind of reminds me of Geppo from like GPO and Blox Fruits in terms of just, One Piece related stuff. Then there's the slashing, of course. I do not think there's any right click slashing and no blocking currently. Right now the F key is linked to the arc slash move. The arc slash is basically just a crescent slash move. And I tested this last night and recorded some footage. So in case this demo does close while I'm recording, I could just reuse that footage because I recorded quite a bit of footage, of muted footage actually. And then there is the piercing strike. This move is basically kind of similar to what Asuna does with her, what is the sword called? Yeah, the rapier, that one. That sword is very similar to that with just, a quick stab move. But what I noticed with this is that with the arc slash, you can turn your character as you're charging it up, and at the end point is when it fires. But even with the piercing strike, this move lets you maneuver while you're using it. And even like if I hit the mob right there, it would have done damage. It's not a type of thing where you have to hit them while you're traveling. You can hit them towards the end of your move as well. So let me go ahead and dash backwards, get some of my SP back, and then do that. Oh, it didn't damage it. Okay, yesterday it did it. It does do it. I just guess I missed just barely. I'll show you in just a second, actually. Let's aggro him real quick. Hello, piggy. Do that. There we go. You see, it does hit the mob if you turn your character as you're, flying towards them, which is really cool. My only concerns, I'll say this now because I said this before to like other people in our chat. The animations, I feel like, are a bit awkward, and I'm sure that these are temporary, and I hope the animations do get a rework towards release, and I'm sure they will. Everything, including the effects, and of course this test map will be changed, of course. I'm really hoping that the game is very visually appealing, but I think, of course, I care more so about the mechanics. That's my main concern. Like, I can already tell, I personally like these boar wolves right here. I think they look awesome. I think they're all skin meshed as well, or they have bones in them. So it's all one mesh. There's no like limbs that are cut off to make it seem like it can bend and everything like that. So the people that are working on this know what they're doing. It's just, I hope that, towards the latter months of this project, they start taking the steps towards making everything more visually appealing in terms of the player and what they're interacting with the most or using the most, the combat. I also hope that the game uses 3D models for armor. I think that would be sick. I assume they're going to, because one thing about Abstract Alex is he always tries to push like his games towards fitting what the platform is currently doing. And I really hope the game does involve some semblance of 2D clothing mixed with 3D clothing. I think that would be sick. I'm completely fine if the game was purely 2D clothing like it was with Swordburst 2. The Swordburst 2 was great. With Swordburst 3, I really hope that they incorporate some form of armor equipping. I don't know if they're going to do total like armor equipping where you equip an armor, it equips it on every part of your body, or if it's going to be like shoulder pieces, helmet, and so on and so forth. Either one I'm fine with. I assume they're going to do the former where you just equip an armor and it equips everything onto your body. And then I don't think there's going to be too much customization control in terms of armor. I think it would be cool if there was, but we'll see. I think the game would also be really cool if we could add capes to our armor, I'm not going to lie. Like capes, cloaks, anything of that sort would be really sick. And it could just be a visual thing. It doesn't have to be part of the armor. But also, one thing I do want to say, a main concern of mine, I've spoken about this with others, big concern for me is the leveling in this game. At first, in Swordburst 2, the leveling was very, very nice and smooth. When you level up in floor 1, floor 2 was considerably more difficult, but then you level up in floor 2, and it was worth the grind, and you could get items like the Starburst blade, I think that's what it's called. Starburst is one of my favorite blades, or Skyburst, I think that's what it's called, Skyburst. You get the Skyburst in floor 1 against the wolf boss. And one thing they changed up in this version of the game, and I'll probably put an image if I remember to edit it, but in this version of the game, they have like a crystal alpha wolf boss, which is really cool. They're changing it up, and I really hope that the sword that's in the crystal wolf or alpha wolf's mouth is a sword that we can eventually use in the game. I don't see why not. However, I could understand if not. For me personally, I think it would make more sense to just reuse the mesh because somebody already designed it. I think it would be sick personally. Well, yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, this is the sword currently in the game for testing purposes, and I think this is a great starter blade. I think that's what it should be, a starter blade at that point. I also know that in this game, they're going to be adding, I think it was either some sort of, let me read it real quick. Okay, I found it. So what they said on Discord was the skill and effect system's in, and this is what I mean by like the color of my slashes. It's blue and it's purple. Those are the typing for my moves. So there's typing such as fire, water, and ice, and typeless. So that's an example of it. If it's typeless, it will use your weapon's type for the hits. Otherwise, it will overwrite it. So like, I think maybe this is like let's assume this is like a wind or an ice type sword. Maybe even a water. If I were to use my piercing strike, it turns it purple. And I think that's because the strike move has a typing to it, so it turns it purple. It doesn't match the typing on the sword. Or maybe if, the arc slash is typeless right here, that's why it's blue. If I had like a red sword, it'd probably be red because the sword is some sort of fire typing, I assume. I could be wrong, but I'm just assuming based on the color of the blades and what they've said on Discord, I could be completely wrong though. Another thing that's really cool about this game is the customization is going to be a little bit different with equipping the swords onto your body. You're going to be able to change where it is sheathed onto your body. Like you could have it both swords across the right side of your back, both swords across each side of your back, each on the hip, one hip, each on each hip as well, which would be really cool if you have dual blades and so on. Now the game also has different types of swords and weapons. The game is going to be, I think, classless, like they said. Classes meaning there's not going to be like using a hammer and you're stuck with only hammer type weapons and so on. I think what they should do though, is I think there should be classes for weapons like dagger class, sword class, and I think you can equip any single one of them. But I do think that you should be able to level up the class to unlock the moves. I think that's how it should be. For example, let's say this is the longsword class or the single sword class. If I level up to like level 5 on my sword class, not my player level, then I can use the arc slash move. If I get to level 7, I can use the piercing strike move, and so on and so forth. Same with like the daggers, same with the great sword, same with the hammer, dual blades as well. You guys get what I mean. I think most of you understand the concept that I'm saying. Also, the big bad wolf is called the Crystal Wolf. I'm really excited for that mob. I think it's going to be pretty freaking cool, but we'll see what happens when they implement it. Now, one thing they did say, I'm trying to look on the Discord, they did say that the examples of weapons would be like swords, daggers, rapier, katana, and polearm, while also having dual swords and dual daggers. Now, the polearm, I'm not too sure if I've ever seen Swordburst have a polearm. Like a polearm, I'll put an image on the screen of a polearm. That is essentially like a spear. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think Swordburst 1 had it. Swordburst 2 might have had a spear type of weapon. And then when it comes to other stuff, there's also other stuff being added to the game. Like they mentioned things like differences between this game and World Zero. World Zero has pets. This game apparently will not have pets during the alpha phase, which I'm completely fine with. I personally don't see the problem with pets. If you want this game to be inspired by Sword Art Online, guys, Sword Art Online has pets. They have, mobs you can use with you. Like that one chick had the white or the blue and white dragon that they had to revive. So, it's a wyvern, I think. I think it was a wyvern, not a dragon. I'm not too sure. A little tiny dragon pet. So they had pets in Sword Art Online, and I could see the concept of having pets in this game, and I would personally want to see pets. I just don't want corny pets that are like super duper cute. I want pets that are either like useful or pets that, match the vibe of the game. I don't want some cartoony looking pet when every other mob is like more realistic, on the realistic side like this one. Like this one, okay, I'm correcting myself right here. This is a little bit cartoony, but it looks really good. So I really like the attention to detail for it. I do like the material usage. I'm hoping in the future we see some more detailed mobs. Like if we ever see humanoid mobs, they're really big, strong, muscular, tall, or maybe just have odd shapes to them that are less cartoony and more so like daunting and then strike fear into the players. I think that would be really sick. I really hope the player plays into that aspect and makes the player scared to play, because I think that would be pretty cool. But that's just me personally. But I think that is actually it for the video. They do have the skill system, attack indicators, effect system, movement system, which is like the double jump and dash, the damage system, and the mob animations, work in progress. But all those other stuff is done. I'm reading the Discord as I'm saying this, guys. But everything's looking good in my opinion. I'm really excited for the game. This guy's just following me. He wants to kill me. Okay, I'm gonna charge up my skill points real quick, and then I'm gonna kill him. He keeps chasing me. He's chasing me. I'm gonna get my stamina back real quick. He wants to fight. He wants to fight, guys. Oh, he's trying to fight this guy now. Oh, hell no. Come here. Come here. He took no damage from that. How? There we go. He missed. Let's go. That didn't hit him. Wow, that's crazy. Let's do this. He's somehow hitting me on every slash, and then I'm getting damaged. Okay. What the... What? Alright. Make him waste his stamina real quick. Come here. Alright guys, I just killed the guy. He somehow glitched earlier and killed me, but I hope you all enjoyed the video. Do me a favor, leave a like on the video. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Until then, it's been your man Roball. I'm signing out now. See you on the next video. Take care, everybody.
Musicality.